What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and enjoy watching some of the most heated come dine with me fights between contestants. Some of you may already know Come Dine With Me is a British reality TV series that I only, learned about pretty recently, but apparently it's been on for the better part of 18 years now. Brits have enjoyed this, but the thing I really love about this show is I love the premise of this show. I absolutely can see why this would make great reality television. As an American, I can appreciate some good reality TV. And the show features 5 amateur chefs. They live in the same area. They host each other at their homes and create like 3-course dinners. Yes, a 3-course dinner party for each other. And then the contestants rate each other's cooking and service and hosting skills. And as the description also says here, the show often features guests with clashing personalities, which leads us to today's topic, the most heated Come Dine With Me fights. I don't know if this is gonna get physical. I don't know what exactly the fights are about and how passionate the contestants get. We are arguing over dinner, after all, so I'm a little curious what exactly we're fighting over, but one thing's for sure, this is gonna be entertaining, and I'm ready for it. So let's take a look.
Number 10, Aaron makes a fool of himself.
You really do much, darling, if you be honest.
I'm obviously doing something. Well, she's saying I do and you're saying I don't, so there's a bit of a contradiction. So if you want to have that between yourself, feel free.
Do you ever find yourself...
This is, just off the bat, I don't know if this is going to be a theme for the whole selection of clips here, but this is very British arguing, in my opinion. It's like he's calling her out, he's complaining, but he's doing it in a very soft tone of voice, not screaming like Americans would be doing and stomping their feet. It's a very British argument, dare I say.
In an argument where you're not really sure what all the fuss is about. That's how most of the guests at the table must have felt when Aaron and Bishamba locked horns. Aaron is very keen for the other guests to notice his gym gains, but Bishamba couldn't care less.
That's good.
He wants the other guests to notice his gym gains? Like he's been working out? Like pumping iron, gaining muscle? That's why we're getting into an argument here? And what, is she not appreciating it enough, or?
That's good.
So, yes.
Do you not like my attitude?
Earlier today, I haven't liked your attitude, no.
So why didn't you tell me that? You just said you would have.
Well, we've had that conversation, so I've ended that there rather than go on and ruin it for 2 other wonderful guests here on my table.
So you're backtracking.
So, of course, Aaron...
I actually appreciate, her self-awareness of the situation, where she's like, okay, I could have argued about how I don't like you or brought that up, but I also don't want to make this awkward for the other 2 dinner guests. But then again, we're on a reality TV cooking show, so that's probably the best thing she could have done.
Aaron takes offense and keeps on arguing with the host. Our sympathies go out to Ferg and Carrie for having to watch this incredibly stupid square-off in person. It's great fun viewing from the comfort of your armchair, but we can't think of many punishments worse than being stuck there.
Oh, it almost seems like he's arguing? Like this guy is creating an argument for no reason. Just for the sake of being entertaining? Or is he really just that petty? Or seeking attention or something?
I don't want that. Can we just...
Yeah. No, I didn't want that either.
Number 9, your mama. Sicilian Salvo is one of the spikier contestants in the show's history.
Your mama.
And this tense conversation demonstrates exactly why.
Your mama? Are we gonna bring Mama into this? Oh no!
Offends the guests early doors, who quickly seize the opportunity to try and wind him up. He's surprisingly good at holding it together, until they mention his mother, that is.
I'm cooking, actually, you know what?
Mother.
I'm cooking.
Your mother.
I'm Sicilian. Usually, when the people are bad.
Whoa! You know what? Maybe I don't understand everything that's going on in this situation, but sounds like the other guests are trying to troll him. like get him going for some kind of reaction. And I'm sorry, it's even for reality TV. I don't know if we gotta bring his mom into this. I don't know about that.
Then the mask slips off, big style. Salvo was always going to be a ticking time bomb, and it's funny watching him explode after holding it in for so long.
Oh boy.
I was joking.
No, you don't joke with Mum, especially with Cecilia.
He was joking, weren't you?
Maybe the goat
See, I don't even, like, I don't even like that, honestly. Why am I on his side? He's supposed to be, like, the one bursting into rage here, but it's like, you can't, and I get it's reality TV, but you're really gonna be like, your mama's cooking sucks, and then be like, I'm just joking, I'm just playing around. It's like, wait, you can't just make fun of my mom and then say you're joking around and, like, that makes it okay.
is a little unfair, but it's easy to see why the others felt like pushing their luck with him. Every man has his limits. At least we know where Salvo's is now.
And then that was like, it was the marinade.
Amanda, can we stop blowing?
Oh, I'm
please, Sally?
trying.
Thank you very much.
I'm crying.
I might be on his side for this one. Why are they trolling him? For good TV, I guess. Did the producers, like, whisper in their ears, like, talk about his mama, bring up his mama? Like,
No, it's the lamb. It's the lamb.
I'm crying.
oh.
Number 8, smoking tension.
As they say in South Africa, gesondheid.
And as they say in Wales, hoil.
Once you've decided you don't like
There's something about how this is shot. It's so raw. It's just a bunch of regular people around a dinner table that just makes this absolutely ripe for, like, cringy, awkward moments. Like, it's just perfect for that.
someone, you want to pick on everything they do. And that's exactly what Sharon does when Colin draws awareness to host Annie's smoking habit.
I used to say, oh, it's not a craving. I smoke because I enjoy
Hold
it.
on here now. Hold on. I need to excuse my actions to no one.
What was previously a simmering tension rapidly spills out of control. Annie proves she's a nasty piece of work and comes back for the next episode all guns blazing.
Ooh,
So what's the reason?
man, I gotta say, we've only gotten through a couple of these so far, but these seem like, and maybe this is normal on this show, these seem like arguments over the most mundane, petty, random things you can imagine, and it makes good TV.
Any smoke then?
What the hell's it got to do with you?
It's a total car crash of a dinner party, but as far as television goes, it's utterly sublime.
Yeah.
Sharon and Annie are a couple of gladiators, and we are mere neutral fans enjoying the bloodbath.
Do you understand the words shut up?
Whoa.
Or even stop talking.
Where do they find these people? I'm positive they find these people on purpose that they think are gonna, like, clash and have big personalities and are willing to do it on, like, television?
There we are, that's about it.
Number 7, non-stop bread insults.
Did you bake the bread
Bread insults? Now we're insulting the bread? How bad could the bread be?
yourself?
I didn't make the bread.
Okay.
I bought the bread.
Okay.
Only on Come Dine With Me could such an innocent baked good become so contentious. Hosts Ange and Dave find themselves under fire from guest Sam in the most British way possible. Passive aggression.
Passive aggressiveness towards the bread. Is store-bought bread, like, not good enough? Like, gosh, what's the last time? Is this a British thing? Like, I would never, in my wildest dreams, expect someone to make bread. I don't think I've ever had homemade bread, honestly. Huh.
The thing is, when you say plain and simple, if you knew what went into the sauce of making that.
Yeah, but we made our own
And then,
bread
yeah, of course you
and
did.
sauce.
Oh, I mean, the people are telling me that they all made their own bread, so I don't know, maybe on Come Dine With Me, you're held to a higher standard. I don't know. They're laughing. I mean, if you were in this situation, it would be funny. It would be difficult to take it seriously, wouldn't it?
This is one of the politest, most civilized arguments we've ever seen. Nobody raises their voice or points fingers.
I know, these are such British arguments, I have to say. Just thinking about American reality TV and how crazy and dramatic it gets, British arguments on reality TV are much more civilized. I rather enjoy it.
It's just a meal's worth of fighting over store-bought bread and sweet chili sauce in clipped tones and fake smiles.
Right.
I know, because it takes a lot of effort to toast bruschetta and pop some prawns on, you know. It's very tasty, very tasty. It's so classy, you do.
The passive aggressiveness, the sarcasm, you can taste it. It's palpable.
The toast is lovely. You've done it very classily. The lime was a lovely touch.
Why scream when you could gently suggest toasting bruschetta doesn't take much effort?
Right.
We've heard of keeping a stiff upper lip, but this takes it to a whole new level.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea the most heated come dine with me fights are actually quite civilized. But in British terms, this is like off the wall. I love it.
Please say something, anyone.
Number 6,
Ooh.
eating off a knife.
I'm never going to be invisible, Heather. Never.
I know, but it's in your thoughts.
There's always someone who has to outdo you at everything, and that's exactly the role Heather Horsfall steps into here. Whatever fellow contestant Zyra does or says, Heather has to go one better. It's the sheer hypocrisy of her one-upsmanship that makes this such an incredible moment.
She has to one-up the other contestant. I don't know where they find these people. Somehow this is going to culminate in eating off of a knife? Somehow?
You used your knife, young lady. You don't get your knife and go...
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
Heather criticizes
I love the reenactment. This is sassy.
Don't get your knife and go...
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
That's not what I looked like. Oh, yes, it is.
criticizes Zyra for eating off a knife, but then proceeds to literally burp at the table.
Eat a few... Oh, excuse me.
Oh,
Eat what you can.
Where is the line, Heather? What etiquette guide do you have to be reading that permits gas, but not using a utensil?
To be fair, that was the most tame burp I've ever not even heard in my life.
It's heated moments like this that define Come Dine With Me. Number 5, Anti-Culture Andy. It's hardly rare to see tensions rise quickly on the show, but the bad blood between Andy and Chris forms so quickly you'd be forgiven for thinking they were long-time mortal enemies.
How is it that it seems like on every single episode, there are at least 2 people who have become mortal enemies, like, just by having dinner with each other? I guess that's the beauty of all this.
How do you know he's a man of taste? You've not met him, you've only just met him.
Oh, because of the oozing of charm and sophistication that emanates from him, obviously.
I love this. I did not know these heated come dine with me fights would have so much sarcasm. Like, I was thinking of the American, version of this, where Americans would be, ready to get into a fist fight, or scream, or throw something, and this is just so much better. The sarcasm and the passive-aggressive comments.
Right, Chris is immediately put in the firing line by Andy, who doesn't believe that his job constitutes a proper living.
There is no need to tell the barmaid that she has a fat bum. It's just being unnecessarily rude.
Poor Chris's bewilderment at this entirely unprovoked attack is incredibly relatable, while Andy's boorish onslaught is a perfect encapsulation of a come dine with me argument, petty, illogical, and remarkably silly.
Thank goodness. The narrator is like, I totally agree with what he's saying. These arguments are hilariously random and petty and nonsensical.
I'm not being funny. You're not really in the real world either, are you, really?
I might be in a different world. That doesn't mean it's not a real world.
There's just no need for it. Number 4, dress sense insults. Unless you're Keith Chegwin in Naked Jungle, we all wear clothes, and most of us don't think twice about the threads on our pals' backs. But that doesn't stop nightclub owner Brian from ripping into poor David's choice of attire.
The things that they come up with to get into fights over, like the buying bread from the store and some of the other things, and what clothing you're wearing, and if you've been smoking, and your job, what?
Disappointing you, David. Yesterday I seen that you down dressed. I thought maybe it's just a one-off, you know. He sees how we dress. I think he's going to make a real effort.
His casual outfit is entirely inoffensive. We happen to think he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Brian thinks it's the perfect punching bag.
You know, judge them a lot.
Well, Sure, he has, like, maybe kind of a nice button-up shirt on, but it's unbuttoned. I didn't know you could unbutton a shirt down that far. It's almost disappearing off his chest. And this guy, like, he's not wearing that kind of dress shirt, but it's a nice button-up plaid shirt. Like, it's certainly not dressing down, I'd say. Like, I don't know what this guy wants from him.
A little bit on how they dressed, you know. If they didn't dress well, they weren't going to spend a lot of money in the club, so we don't want to let certain clientele in.
Perhaps he was just jealous of David's getup, or perhaps he just felt like being rude.
Yeah.
Either way, it's very awkward, very tense, and entirely unnecessary. Just how we like our come dine with me.
That really describes these moments, with how quiet it is, and how close everyone is at the dinner table, and yet they're like arguing with each other, making fun of each other. They're a foot away, eating. They can't leave. They have a whole meal they have to eat. So they're not going anywhere. It's incredibly uncomfortable and awkward and great.
What about your club?
With the club in the middle of selling the club just now.
Not enough clientele?
Touche!
Number 3, Peter Marsh's meltdown. The
Okay.
man, the myth, the legend.
In fourth place is me.
Oh, he's not happy. Is this like a famous moment? Peter Marsh, should I have heard of him? He has gotten 4th place out of 4 contestants, and he looks pissed, honestly. Pissed off.
Since first airing in 2016, Peter's outburst at his fellow contestants for ranking him last has become infamous, and we don't need to spend long explaining why.
Oh, and the other contestants, like all huddled on the couch, they look so kind and nice. And he looks so angry and disappointed. Maybe he just feels betrayed. Maybe that's it.
You won, Jane.
His rinsing of winner Emma is hilarious, as it is ridiculously rude and contains numerous catchphrases that have since become staples of British culture.
Because you have all the grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on.
From Dear Lord, what a sad...
I get it. I get it. This guy is a legend.
little life to you have all the grace and decorum of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on. Peter's tantrum is simply iconic.
Oh my god, it wasn't enough to lose the contest. He has to like stand there above everybody and like proceed to talk about why the winner doesn't deserve to have won and...
Jane, take your money and get off my property.
Number 2, Heather is peed off.
Oh.
I don't believe this.
Okay.
Another day, another sore loser on Come Dine With Me. Predictably, Heather...
This is exactly the same situation. The person like takes this paper and reads that they're the loser, basically, and then has something to say about it.
His overly critical attitude sees her voted into last place by her fellow contestants.
Yeah.
And equally predictably, she kicks off about it.
This is so funny how the contestants get to decide who wins. So the person who is probably really, really disliked throughout the episode ends up in last place, and then they have to announce it to everyone and then have something to say about it, of course.
Someone's got to come forth, haven't they?
No, because my food was better than any of yours. Seriously.
This has all the hallmarks of a classic
Okay.
Come Dine With Me moment. Blaming the other contestants for her loss and swearing about their meals, check. Feeling peed off at the result, check. And storming off in a huff to go to bed, leaving the guests alone in her house, you guessed it.
I could have given you a 0 because yours was right?
What more do you need? Heather Horsfall?
Does she actually storm off and they're like sitting in her house?
Take a bow.
I'm sorry, I'm going to bed. Forget it. I'm so upset. That is so sad.
Wow.
Number 1, throwing food in the bin.
Okay, so this is number 1 of the top 10 most heated Come Dine With Me fights. And it's about throwing food in the bin, throwing food in the garbage.
Yes, it's that man Salvo again. We've already seen how mentioning his mother can wind him up, but it turns out there's another no-go area with him too.
Why? It's this guy again, who they made fun of his mama. They made fun of his mother. I didn't blame him for his reaction. And now what? They're trolling him with throwing his food in the bin, or
criticizing his food.
You've really been bitch with me today.
I swear.
When his meal comes in for some tough love from his guests, Salvo loses it and lobs one of the contestants' plates into the bin.
I don't really care how much point you're gonna give it to me. I don't care. You've been bitching with me. That's it.
Very stressed
You stressed me today.
He is really upset. Okay, in this one, it's more like he's losing his cool for no reason. No one's talking about his mom anymore. He's just like losing his cool, especially if he grabs someone's food and chucks it in the bin.
After the episode had aired, he claimed the girls were ganging up on him. Well, that's hardly a surprise with the way you've been acting, Salvo, and it's not exactly an excuse for throwing their food away mid-meal either.
I can't tell if he deserves criticism or if every episode he's on, everyone always trolls him, gangs up on him at once to seemingly purposefully set him off? Or is this like an effort to get good content?
No, you've made me not want to eat this now because you're being rude to me.
If you don't want to eat it, chuck it in the bin.
I'm going to leave it there. You can chuck it in the bin. You're the gentleman that's serving the food. Salvo, man.
I'll chuck it in the bin. That's fine. I'll chuck it in the bin. It's fine. That's it.
Read the room, Salvo.
Wow.
Read the...
Even though this is like the most aggressive thing that happened in all of the clips, this was like physically the most aggressive thing, getting up, taking her plate from in front of her, chucking it away. And even still, it maintains a little bit of British elegance to this to this fight.
The room. Do you agree with our picks?
Wow.
Check out this other recent clip from...
Wow, all right, there you have it. The most heated Come Dine With Me fights did not disappoint, and they were different than I anticipated. Oh, this was by Watch Mojo UK, and I liked that. I liked that a lot. This is great reality TV. I'm a fan of reality TV, like most Americans are. Usually, Americans are stuck watching dating shows, mostly. That's our reality TV. So this is like such a welcome surprise and a welcome difference. A show about people having to cook dinner for each other and getting into arguments over it. It's fantastic, and I see why several of these moments and contestants are iconic. So I enjoyed this thoroughly. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to British culture and stuff from Britain that I have never seen or learned about before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.